Well, folks, here it is for my fall grafts. Now, I'm not proud of this. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 queen cells out of a total of about 45, I think, that I did. So, about 30% acceptance. Not very good at all. I don't know what happened. The last time I grafted, it was only the second time I'd ever grafted, I got about 95% acceptance. I think I put a video up about that in the past, but I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if it was my redneck grafting tool that I showed y'all, that copper wire, or if maybe I damaged the larvae when I transferred them, or if the weather was too hot and the bees just didn't do it. But what's odd is you see these big blank spots. So you see one queen cell there. I think you can see that one there. See if the camera will focus on them. But there's one queen cell right here, and then there's this whole big open space all the way across here where none of them took. And then there's a little cluster of a couple, and then down here you see a whole row of a couple that took, and then a big bunch that didn't, and then a cluster that did. So I kind of wonder if maybe I was still just a little short on bee population, and maybe that, you know, the bees weren't able to fully cover that frame and pull all the queen cells, but they were able to, you know, cluster up in certain spots and pull clusters of queen cells. I'm not sure. But anyway, I just want to show this to you guys. What I've got here is I've got this little frame that I built, holds all these hair roller cages, and I found that these queen cell cups fit right inside the hair roller cage real nice. So what I like to do is actually let my queens hatch out in the cages. That way I can go ahead and cage these queen cells. I can make up the mating nukes today as well and put these caged queen cells in there, so they're not just in a queen cell protector, because bees can still tear down queen cells through a queen cell protector. I promise you, I've had it happen and it sucks. So put them in the cages. The bees absolutely cannot get to them. Put them in here just so they hatch out, and then once they by the time they hatch out, the mating nukes will have been queenless for about 24 to 48 hours, and so they're going to be wanting this and needing this. And so then I'll just get in there, just open the door, and let there's a lid on each end, actually on that end, but that's where the queen cell being blocked. So on this end down here, this little flip top. So I'll just get into each mating nuke and just open up that queen cage and let her run out. So anyway, just want to share this with y'all, what I'm doing today. The weather sucks. It's overcast. It's raining off and on. They're calling for a chance of 80% chance of rain, I think, starting about 10 o'clock. It's about 8:30 now. So I've got to try to get this stuff wrapped up and done. Talking about with that queen cell, the hair roller cage like that, putting the queen cells in. So we'll start up here on the frame, and I apologize if you don't see anything, but I need to look at the queen cell, not the camera, so I don't know what y'all can see. But I'm going to reach in here and pluck out this queen cell. Trying not to knock my frame over while I'm doing it. You can look in there, hold her up to the light. I can see a larva in there, but I can't tell if it's live queen yet. It kind of looks like the larva is just rolling around inside there, but that could actually be the developed queen rolling around. So I'm not sure. These queens are supposed to hatch out on Sunday. Today's Friday. To be honest with you, I don't know what level of development they're at this point. But you can see, y'all can probably actually see it holding up to the sun. You can see her little butt sticking up there. I think that's what that is. I think that's her abdomen sticking up. And that makes sense, because she should be face down right now so she can chew her way out. But anyway, I just take this cell here with this little cell cup on it, and it fits real nice right down inside the hair roller cage. Now I got to be careful putting it in, make sure I don't mash the queen cell. But actually that one just dropped right in, and so now you can see the queen cell hanging in there. And this little lid up here is actually tight enough that the queen can't get back past that queen cell. But I'm going to put this little cap on it just to be safe. They come with these caps, and these are actually for filling. These are actually candy caps. So you put your queen cell candy in there, or your queen candy, not queen cell candy, but queen candy. I put that little cap in there, then I'm just going to stick it right back in this frame. And there you go. I've got me a caged queen cell. So I can put these, like I said, I can either put them in the mating nuke, or I can actually leave them in this finisher colony and let them hatch out in here. It's whatever, but you know, it certainly pays to cage your queen cells a day or two ahead of time if you're unsure of your schedule like I am. Things always come up, you know, in a hurry. So it's certainly worth it to cage them ahead of time so that you don't run into the situation that I had the last time, where I realized one day at work, oh, my queens are hatching today, and I hadn't made any splits yet, and they weren't caged. So I came home. Luckily, I had about a dozen that I got out of it, but I should have had about 30 that I got. But the rest of them had all already hatched out, killed each other, or whatever. So anyway, I recommend it. It's it's one extra step, but you know, it depends on your position. If you're a full-time beekeeper or whatever, you can do it any day, do whatever you gotta do. But for me, I'm, you know, work full time and still have a family and everything. So, I really got to plan my time ahead. So this really helps me to cage the queen cells before they hatch.